I'll be performing two pieces. The first one's name is Sand Dunes, and the second one I wrote it today morning itself, so it does not have a name yet. Yeah, so Sand Dunes. Here goes. With closed arms and vacuum chest, I'm grasping you a little too close. These deserts have wound up as recollections of you and me, some erosion, some corrosion. We look at each other with eyes that meander our lips. There are no words. There are no words. In a room full of dreams, there barely is breathing space. Our hands sway in tempers that rise and collapse like tornadoes, leaving behind scars and ruins of love letters that now lay scattered. I have forgotten to breathe. For a while now. It has been raining for a while now. There are no words when lips become addresses that seem lost. This river knows no bounds. It tears its way through corpses of memories burning in these deserts of sand dunes that our throats become. With closed arms and vacuum chest, I'm letting you slip away a little too often.
Wow.
So that was the first piece. The second piece, I haven't given it a name yet. I wrote this today morning, so it might be a little... so bear with me. Here goes. As a child, it was tough to get me admitted to school. My mother tells me that she would be asked, "What do you want your son to be when he grows up?" She would reply each time, "A good person." You see, schools wanted a quantifiable answer because, hey, person stopped being good a long time back. But I got educated anyway. And after 22 years, I still do not understand what my mother wanted me to be. You see, my father was a boxer. His father, a professor. My mother, a teacher. Her father, a librarian. Our bloodlines were so exhausted of sleeping with dreams that we had forgotten to live them for ourselves. My father quit his job the week after his marriage because he wanted to spend the whole day looking at my mother's beautiful face. His first book of poetry was named after her. As a child, I saw his passion, his dream, his love get dragged out as a commercial failure in a family of three. Perhaps I did not tell you this. I come from a home with lesser walls than people. From a town which often gets torn in the creases of a map. You see, my mother is a geography teacher. Yet she could never explain to me why all our seasons felt like summers without the chance of eyes meeting the skies, scorching hope, scorching promises, like the one of me growing up to be a good person someday. I still do not understand what my mother wanted me to be. I grew up a boy shamed for being fat instead. I grew up a boy shamed for being short instead. I grew up a boy who started litmus tests with skepticism every time somebody asked me to believe something instead. You see, my grandmother, she always said that I was a favorite grandkid. She would hide a pamper for me after every meal so that I got an extra piece. She always told me how good and bad are not phases, they are lunar cycles, how they recede into one another with time. Today my grandmother wraps a towel around a water bottle and calls it a nickname she designed for her favorite grandchild, me. As she does not recognize me anymore when I touch her feet. She still saves a pamper after every meal to offer to her favorite grandchild. But she seems confused when she does not know what to do with it after her meal. Now that I know right from wrong, or thing that I do, I want to ask her, what happens if I have not seen good for so long that at the sight of it I howl at the skies like a wolf on a full moon night? I try to stop myself, but I end up with scathing scars at the end of my skin, at my back, where the animal in me gave way. Maybe that's why my grandmother cannot recognize me anymore, because I cannot recognize myself as a person anymore. Between dreams we grew up to see and dreams we were born for, we became human sacrifices. I still do not understand what my mother wanted me to be. For as long as I can remember, I have known myself to not trust things as they happened to me. When I told the love of my life that I loved her, she said yes. She said she loved me back. For weeks, for months, I did not believe her. I thought it was a practical joke. For the first time when I got a job, I did not celebrate. No, I was not scared. have not been scared for a long while. That worries me. I'm not scared because in my bones I know I'll fail eventually. You see, my favorite poet once quoted, "The fear of joy is the darkest of captivities." The job made me cry on nights so much that I slowly lost my mind, my path. My mother thought that she lost her son, but how do I tell her that in the pursuit of growing up, she lost him anyway? That in the pursuit of finding joy, I lost the capability of enjoying it anyway. I stand here tracing my footsteps on a center stage on a dial as the hands of clock return back to home from where they began. Because through flimsy appearances and cardboard hearts that fold like paper cuts on our palms, I became so many things waiting for good and bad to happen. Avoiding to fail like somebody we knew, avoiding to be shamed like somebody we knew, avoiding to recognize somebody we knew. That I know not how to be a person anymore. Thank you.